Cardinal Mykola Bychok is the bishop of the Ukrainian Catholic Eparchy of Saints Peter and Paul of Melbourne, Australia. Last December, at age 44, Pope Francis elevated him to the College of Cardinals as the youngest Catholic cardinal in the world. Born in Western Ukraine, he is a member of the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church and is responsible for Catholics in Australia, New Zealand, and Oceania. Yet, as the only current cardinal from Ukraine, he says he also sees his role as an island of hope for Ukrainians worldwide affected by the war, especially in a year which the late Pope called the Year of Hope. We see Cardinal Bychok here in the Sistine Chapel during the conclave in May. Cardinal Bychok is currently traveling in Canada and the United States, and he joins us now on the record. Your Eminence, thank you for joining us. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine was more than 3 years ago now. Tell us about the latest situation for the Greek Catholic Church in Ukraine itself and your desire to provide an island of hope, as you say, for Ukrainians worldwide.
As you know, war began in 2014 after the occupation of Crimean Peninsula, and then as well two eastern regions, Luhansk and Donetsk. And then, yes, a few years later, as you know, in 2022, Russia began full-scale invasion. Mm-hmm. This is a huge problem for Ukraine because we are protecting our land. This is a huge challenge for the Catholic Church in Ukraine because, as you know, many children lost their parents, especially their fathers, as well as you know, many people they have been pressured to leave their homeland for the reason of the war. So generally, many women with their children, they escaped, finding a safer place for them. It's a huge challenge as well for Catholic Church because last few synods, we tried to look at the situation of our faithful, and especially last synod, which took place in the beginning of July in Rome. So the main topic was pastoral care of family during the time of war. So we are trying the best to support spiritually our people and to give them hope in this special year, Jubilee year.
Right, absolutely. Pope Leo XIV recently distinguished how he sees his role in Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He sees himself and the church as an advocate for peace, but not the mediator. Can you reflect on that? And what specific action from the Holy See would help to advance peace?
Since the beginning of pontificate of Pope Leo XIV, we have received huge symbols because, as you know, our patriarch, His Beatitude Sviatoslav Shevchuk, had the first meeting, official meeting with the Pope after the election, after the conclave. The same happened after the installment new Pope. Our president had as well first meeting with Pope. This is some symbols which are saying that actually we have huge support from Pope as well from the Holy See because, as you know, our Lord taught us, blessed be pacemakers. So Pope is trying the best to find peace, to find just peace, because, as you know, after the occupation of Crimean Peninsula in 2014, as you know, we had some peace, but after a few years began a full-scale invasion. So for that reason, we are trying not only to find just peace, but as well, we are trying to return our children, those who forcibly been moved by the Russians from the occupied areas of Ukraine to Russia Federation. As you know, it's official statistics, like 20,000 children, they just have been taken from Ukraine to Russia.
You are only the 7th cardinal in the history of the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. St. John Paul II would famously say, "The Church must breathe with her two lungs," referring to the Catholic Church's Eastern and Western traditions. Pope Leo also calling for unity in his episcopal motto, "In the one Christ, we are one." Your Eminence, how can Roman Catholics learn from our Eastern Rite brothers and sisters?
Yeah, that was true that actually Saint John Paul II, this was like the famous of his phrase. And after election of the Pope Leo XIV, as you know, first his general audience, it was dedicated to the Eastern churches, because actually in that time, that was the jubilee for the Eastern churches. And actually it was very important message from the Pope to the Eastern churches, as well what the Roman Catholic Church can take from the experience of the Eastern churches, because as you know, we have 23 Eastern churches. Each of them, they are following their roots, their tradition, their spirituality. So we can support each other with this huge tradition which we have inherited.
You were ordained a priest in 2005, I believe, and then appointed a bishop in 2020. And just 4 years later, Pope Francis elevated you to cardinal, the youngest cardinal in the College of Cardinals. You were 44 years old at the time. How has that rapid rise shaped your sense of responsibility?
That was difficult to accept, this call from God, as well from the late Pope Francis. As well, it was a huge shock for me when I've been chosen to be a bishop in 2020. Because as you know, my dream was to be redemptorist, to be a missionary. I fulfilled my dream. I was the happiest man in the world. But then God, through the Holy Church, corrected a little bit my plan, which is not easy for me to accept, because as you know, yes, I am the youngest one in the world. I understand the whole package of the responsibility, because I am cardinal not only for Ukraine or for Australia, the country where I am ministering right now, but I've been appointed for the Roman Catholic Church to be good advisor for Pope, as well to take part in the conclave.
Well, and on that note, it was just a few months after you were elevated to cardinal that you did participate in this year's historic conclave and the election of Pope Leo XIV. Can you just reflect on that experience for us? What can you share with us?
I can share that the movie conclave and the real conclave, it is not the same. Especially, I would like to point out the spiritual moment during the conclave, because, as you know, between the votes, many cardinals, they kept in their hands rosaries. They prayed too much. As you know, the conclave took place in the Sixtine Chapel, where is the famous scene of the Last Judgment. So it was very movable experience. It was very peaceful experience, and it was the best time of my life, because I've been for 2.5 days without connection, which was very fruitful to be with direct connection with God.
Well, and finally, Your Eminence, how would you describe the start of Pope Leo XIV's pontificate so far?
So far, Pope is doing a great job. Just during July, I had 3 times some opportunity to meet Pope. First of all, there was the special meeting of the Redemptorist bishops from around the world. Then we had the Synod of our bishops. So we celebrated the hierarchical divine liturgy in St. Peter's Basilica. And before that liturgy, Pope joined us. And as well, a little bit later, we had a private audience with the Synod. So after going out, I just asked one Swiss guard, what do you think? Just only 2 months. Uh, he replied to me, it looks for me, it's like not 2 months, but 2 years. Many things happened, which is good. Pope is trying the best, whole world, trying to look at the first decisions of the Pope. I understand that actually this is not easy for Pope because you have been like a cardinal, and after a few minutes you are the Pope. Your responsibility is really huge. You should lead the 1.4 billion Catholics around the world. But we as cardinals, bishops, priests, religious, as well faithful, we are trying to support new elected Pope by our prayers.
A great reminder for us all to pray for our Holy Father, and we'll pray for you as well. Your Eminence, I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. May God bless you.